हेलो लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन। बहुत टाइम के बाद एक पॉडकास्ट कर रहे हैं हम लोग, लेकिन ये पॉडकास्ट बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग कर रहे हैं बिकॉज हमारे साथ है निखिल
Hi,
मालनकर, द फाउंडर ऑफ गेम ऑन स्टूडियोज फ्रॉम मुंबई। And the reason we are doing this podcast today is none other than Mumbai Gullies.
hi,
Bro,
Vapis. Thanks a lot for having me again. And
yeah.
it's very exciting. काफी अच्छा लग रहा है वापस पॉडकास्ट करके. And इसके पहले भी हम लोग ने काफी कोलैब्स वगैरह किए हैं. And recent times में मुंबई गिलीज has just blown up. So आपके चैनल पे exclusive information देने के लिए पहुंच गया हूँ मैं. आपने बुलाया, मैं आ गया.
यस यस मैन, मैं बेसिकली यही पूछना, मतलब यहीं से स्टार्ट करना चाहता हूँ मैं कि ब्रो, द ट्रेलर वाज एपिक, ओके, इट वाज जस्ट एपिक। मुझे ये बता, हाउ वाज द रिसेप्शन?
और रिसेप्शन वाज अमेजिंग. जैसे ही हम लोग ने ट्रेलर आउट किया, सबसे पहला मेरे दिमाग में यही डाउट था कि यार इसको जो ट्रेलर है इसको एक ही वर्जन रखना चाहिए या फिर दो वर्जन रखने चाहिए. वो सबसे पहला डाउट था कि हिंदी रखना चाहिए सिर्फ, या तो फिर हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों रखना चाहिए, या फिर सिर्फ इंग्लिश रखना चाहिए. क्योंकि एक्चुअली अगर देखा जाए तो इस ये गेम का जो टारगेट ऑडियंस है वो नॉट जस्ट इंडिया बट ग्लोबल ऑडियंस को टारगेट करने का सोच रहे हैं हम लोग. तो वो एक दिमाग में कंसर्न था. सो मैंने रीच आउट किया, कुछ लोगों से फीडबैक लिया कि क्या करें. सभी लोगों का यूनानिमस ओपिनियन यही था कि दो वर्जन लॉन्च करो, हिंदी और इंग्लिश. और अगर यूट्यूब के ऊपर व्यूज़ देखोगे तो वहाँ पे भी अमेजिंग व्यूज़ है. बट उसके अलावा जितने लोगों ने बात की है ट्रेलर के बारे में, लेजी असैसिन स्काउट ने स्टोरी के ऊपर मेंशन किया था.
देखा
रिसेप्शन
मैंने।
तो अमेजिंग था. मतलब लोग पागल हो गए, लिटरली लोग पागल हो गए. एंड हम खुद मतलब ऐसे रुके हुए थे, कितने टाइम हम लोग देख रहे थे इंटरनली कि ऐसी क्वालिटी आ रही है, ऐसी क्वालिटी आ रही है. हम चाहते थे कि इसको 15 तारीख से पहले ही रिलीज करें, बट स्टिल हम लोग ने थोड़ा सोचा कि थोड़ा पेशेंस रखते हैं. स्टिल उसमें वो ट्रेलर में हमसे थोड़ी गलतियां वगैरह हुई है और जिसके बारे में हम बात करेंगे. बट या दैट वाज द ओवरऑल रिसेप्शन. लाइक लोगों को काफी अच्छा लगा एंड ये देख के काफी खुशी हो रही है.
या लाइक दीज आर द पीपल जो गेम्स खेलते हैं बेसिकली, है ना।
या
स्काउट है, जैसे लीजी असैसिन्स है, और इंडस्ट्री में जो नए लोग हैं वो भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा मोटिवेट भी हो चुके हैं इससे।
या
बट आई हैव अनदर ओपिनियन, लाइक इज द सेम, ऑन द सेम लाइंस, लेकिन ये उन लोगों की बात है जो इंडस्ट्री में ऑलरेडी काम कर रहे हैं। एंड I happened to speak to a lot of people from the industry after
या
we saw your trailer. तो वो ट्रेलर
या
देखने के बाद में इंडस्ट्री में जो लोग हैं जो ऑलरेडी काम कर रहे हैं, they were also psyched. They were also like we had discussions saying, wow, what an epic trailer this is.
या
तो तो that's a great thing because पहले ना, like I'll be very honest, like because we are talking this very transparently, थोड़ा
या
crystal clear, brutal बातें करेंगे।
राइट.
इंडस्ट्री में पहले थोड़ा सा ना ये था, चौंक गए थे लोग when a lot of times even we saw posts saying that it's like a triple A game. So guys, Nikhil Malankar himself is going to tell you guys about this, this misconception.
या
I'm sure Nikhil would be very very transparent about this. Nikhil, तेरा
राइट.
क्या मानना है इस चीज पे?
राइट. सो सी अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल उन्होंने क्वालिटी देखने के बाद खुद ही बोल रहे हैं कि यार दिस इज द ट्रिपल ए गेम, दिस इज द ट्रिपल ए गेम. बट द डेफिनेशन ऑफ अ ट्रिपल ए गेम इटसेल्फ इज दैट it is a game that has got A grade in all the three aspects, be it graphics, be it sound quality or gameplay. This game I don't think is a triple A game, primarily because one, budget. We don't have a really huge budget, and I think triple A game's budget itself starts from around upwards of $15 million. So we don't have that budget. B, it there still has to be go a lot of effort into the game for it to reach that level. And even if we reach that level, still we can't call it a triple A game because we are an indie studio. So ये एक तो misconception दूर हो गया कि this is not a triple A game. This is a high quality indie game, you can say.
Yeah.
If we are able to scale up our studio, we are able to become a million or billion-dollar company, then we can definitely term this as a triple A game. But as of now, it's a high quality indie game, you can term it.
Yeah, with like it's an indie game from an independent studio,
Correct.
but with super high quality. I can see
Correct.
that.
Correct.
Uh,
Same
so
goes for
guys,
PC as well.
just let's just keep that AAA title away for for some time throughout the
Right.
discussion. So great, the quality top notch. You achieved it.
Yeah.
Great. What is the engine that you're using? मतलब plans क्या है तेरे कि आगे किस चीज पे जा रहा तू फोकस कर रहा है?
Yeah, so ये जो initial trailer भी है that you saw, it's completely made in Unreal Engine, which is going to be used for the game as well. So whatever quality you are looking at right now is actually going to be the quality inside the game as well. The reason why we
Yes.
chose Unreal Engine is because one, it definitely allows you to have a base level of graphics. So the same level of graphics, if you want to achieve with Unity, you have to write a lot of your custom shaders and do a lot of R&D in that department. Unreal just takes away all of that pain from you, and since we are clear from day one that this is the level of realism we want to go for, that is why we chose Unreal Engine. So that any which ways we have to do R&D in both the cases, because Unreal Engine we had used way back in 2015, so we
Yeah.
are touching that engine again. So इसमें भी R&D करना ही है, Unity में भी R&D करना ही पड़ेगा. So you are like, why might as well try something new.
Yeah, and one good thing about Unreal I feel is जो base level quality है उसकी
Yeah,
without having to do a lot in the post processing जो Unity में हम करते हैं,
right,
Unreal helps you reach that
absolutely,
at the base itself. So it's a
absolutely,
good call, and I think पिछले 3 साल 2-3 सालों से मैंने भी ये चीज़ देखी है इंडस्ट्री में कि people are moving towards Unreal a lot now,
yeah,
which I think is a great thing, because then even you might not have problems when there is a need for people to join your team to
correct,
make this a success, right?
correct, correct.
Yeah, so it's a great thing, great call, by the way.
Thank you.
But this is Mumbai Gullies, right?
Yeah.
Let's go back to the thought, right?
Yeah.
कहाँ से आया है ये thought? What is the motive behind this?
Okay, so I've been talking about this like almost everywhere. This is the same narrative that goes. When I was in 2009, I had modded this game GTA Vice City. उसके अंदर काफी सारे interesting billboards वगैरह डाल दिए थे, textures change किए थे, गाड़ियाँ change की थी, and I had just kept it to myself, just as a hobby. But one fine day, a friend of mine comes over. School का हम लोग photos वगैरह exchange कर रहे थे. At that time, he comes over and ऐसे ही time pass के लिए I showed him this game that I had created. And he saw the game and he was fascinated. He asked me one simple question that actually became the defining thought process for this game. It was that, Nikhil, if you can do this, if you can mod a game, why not make a game of us by ourselves? So that was the instant of creation of this idea. And ever since then, I got fascinated, like, chalo, let's hold this thought. And, Vice City hai, Vice City ke andar, if we are able to imagine the same kind of game inside Mumbai city, nothing like it, right? Because you see GTA 4 ke andar we have a imagination of New York City, and GTA 5 we have a different kind of states. Los Angeles वगैरह है, San Andreas में है. Sleeping Dogs के अंदर you have Hong Kong cities rendition. So Mumbai also has that kind of buzz
A
factor to
feel,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
There is a lot of character to the city itself.
there is a
जो
character
जो
to the
दिखा
city.
सकता है.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
this is one city wherein just one road divides a tall skyscraper, and a road cross किया उसके across we have slums. So this
Yeah.
sharp contrast is what we want to showcase through Mumbai Gullies, because there's another responsibility on us is to portray Mumbai in its true nature, right? जैसे बाहर if you foreign में अगर कोई मुंबई के बारे में सोचता है, एक ही ख्याल आता है धारावी, which is
Yeah.
not true, which is not true. मुंबई में कितनी सारी चीजें हैं, कितनी सारी amazing जगह है. So that's what we want to portray. That's the intent behind making this game.
राइट, वो ये चीज के ऊपर से मुझे और एक क्लिक हो रहा है. देयर वाज अ गेम ना, क्रिकेट का जो गेम था, अबाउट
Yeah,
दिस मॉडिंग. आवर जनरेशन यूज्ड टू डू दिस अ लॉट, जहाँ पे
yeah,
गेम्स बनाना नहीं आता, बट वी
uh-huh.
यूज्ड टू डू समथिंग इन दी सिस्टम फाइल्स ओनली, सो दैट इट
Yeah,
इट जस्ट रिफ्लेक्ट्स इन द गेम. आई
yeah.
रिमेंबर डूइंग द सेम थिंग्स इन द क्रिकेट का गेम, जो बैट के ऊपर अब मेरे लोगो, बोर्ड्स
हाँ,
पे मेरे लोगो, स्काई पे मेरा नाम सब.
yeah,
But this thing, right? This thing, doing this in a game like Vice City, I think this thought of having your own city or doing this thing for India, मुझे
yeah,
लगता है this was a thought that was revolving around for a lot of people.
Yeah,
जिनको गेम्स में इंटरेस्ट था. I think this is like a generic thought that
correct,
everybody had at that time. You just happen
correct.
to execute it very in a very good way.
Yep.
I think that's wonderful.
Thank
But
you.
it is surely inspired a lot by Vice City, right?
So yeah, this is one thing that I would like to clarify. Although the inspiration is Vice City, I've been reading a lot of people's comments. People are saying that ये game तो GTA Vice City का copy होने वाला है. कुछ तो original सोचो, original नहीं सोच सकते. So to answer to all of these questions, it's like see GTA Vice City is the inspiration. Okay, सबसे पहली जब कार बनी थी, ओके फोर्ड ने जब पहली कार बनाई थी, उसके बाद अलग अलग कार्स भी बने, राइट. इट्स
Yeah,
नॉट कि लाइक कि कार अगर कार बना दी तो किसी ने कुछ और सोच लिया एंड देन कार्स बनना ही बंद हो गए, सिर्फ एक ही बंदा कार बना रहा है. दैट्स नॉट द केस. इवन
yeah,
इन आवर गेम, इवन इन इफ यू कंसिडर ओपन वर्ल्ड गेम्स कितने सारे हैं, बट यू कैन नॉट से कि दिस गेम इज अ कॉपी ऑफ दैट गेम. कुछ एग्जांपल्स मैं बताता हूँ. GTA निकला, फिर बाद में सेंट्स रो निकला, स्लीपिंग डॉग्स निकला, वॉच डॉग्स निकला. ऑल ऑफ दीज गेम्स आर डिफरेंट इन देयर ओन राइट्स. So I would say that GTA Vice City was the inspiration, but it is not the kind of game that we want to make. We want to make a game that it has that kind of open world environment. But that does not necessarily mean that we are copying Vice City or we are taking away all the storyline.
yeah,
Inspiration is external. Inspiration आपको कहाँ से भी आ सकती है, right?
yeah.
Even GTA Vice City, for that matter, was inspired from a lot of
Yeah,
Hollywood movies.
it was Scarface. वो
Scarface,
Scarface था यार, वो
exactly,
पूरा पूरा डियाज का बंगला पूरा Scarface
exactly.
का
That
लास्ट सीन
last
था.
scene wherein he, shoots all the people was classic Scarface.
Yeah.
So वही people don't understand. People are too quick to judge and they think कि यार नहीं ये लोग तो original सोच ही नहीं सकते, copy ही किया है. But look at Vice City. They
But
also
that's also, yeah, execution भी तो कोई चीज होती है ना.
yeah,
वो, yeah, execute the way you execute it.
yeah,
That also matters a lot, and I think your teaser speaks a lot about originality. I
yeah,
believe it speaks a lot about originality because I मैंने तेरा दूसरा वाला वीडियो भी देखा जिसमें तूने ट्रेलर ब्रेक डाउन किया था, and
yeah,
I was very surprised to see a lot of things which were connected to something or the other,
yeah,
which is a good way to bring that character of the city out. Uh,
right.
जो जो वाई सिटी में नहीं दिखेगा ना भाई, तुमको नहीं दिखेगा वहाँ पे.
Hmm.
So yeah, like you said, rightly said, people are very quick to judge, but I think we should just hold on,
Yeah,
wait and see the magic happens.
yeah.
So coming back to this start of it, right? What is the storyline? Like I don't need the details and anything about it, but game में basically what as a player what do you do and what are you trying to show as a storyteller?
Okay. So basically, the idea revolves around this gangster setting, wherein you play as a character, and we'll be showing you his backstory, how, and along with his backstory, you'll also see how Mumbai changes. So there'll be eras wherein 90s का एक era होगा. There'll be some era around revolving around 2000s, and then recent times में when the lockdown happened. So if you observed in the trailer, there's also like some references of the current situation wherein on the bus you have no mask, no entry wala
Yeah.
signboard and all of that. So we'll get to see a lot of that transition, plus we'll get to experience a storyline. Currently we are working on the storyline, so it's too early to comment on the plot twists and all, but it'll have a lot of characters in it, it'll have a lot of drama in it and action, because Mumbai hai, so there'll be a lot of action packed things, storyline in it. There'll be chase sequences, there will be a lot of interactivity inside the city itself, because you'll be able to go out, eat vada pav, you'll be able to. There's also a business aspect to it wherein you can also establish stalls, because a lot of people of our generation, we are like engineer तो बन गए, but engineering के बाद फिर भी हमको वड़ा पाव स्टॉल ही खोलना है. That kind of gets us more revenue than you would from a traditional engineering job. So this is the kind of interesting elements that we want to add into the game, because this is what makes Mumbai Mumbai, right? This is what the hustle over here, the sleepless nights over here, marine lines, going over there at 2 a.m. or even for a morning walk. This is what we want to portray.
Great, great. I asked few people about कि उनको क्या जानना
Yeah.
है game के बारे में. So because we were having this discussion, a lot of people asked me a very like a set of very interesting questions.
Okay.
And this question is basically two parts. One is, does Mumbai Gullies like game में side quests या फिर missions, how is it, how are you planning those things versus अगर वो है तो what is the gameplay time, the overall gameplay time that you're planning for?
So, as I said, since we are working on the storyline and the mission sets, it's too early to comment on the entire time frame. However, yes, there will be some side missions and side quests. It is an open-ended game, so even after the game gets to its end, you will still be able to roam around the city and do the other side activities that you can typically do. In terms of storyline, I will be giving out certain details very shortly once we lock down on the story, because I think we currently that's the phase that we are working on right now, the story and the map. These two are the things that we will be locking down within the next 3 to 4 months, and after that I can definitely give you an idea about the playthrough.
Okay, okay. But are you planning for any time range? जैसे the typical indie
Yeah,
games, they are usually 3 to 5 hours of gameplay.
yeah,
Majorly these games are one sitting games, like
yeah,
बैठ के खेलो खत्म करो like a
correct.
movie. These AAA games go now these days, they go to our 150 hours, 200
Yeah,
hours.
yeah.
What is your vision for this game?
I'm estimating the storyline to be to play through around 17 to 20 hours. That's
Okay.
what I'm planning at. But as I said, the storyline may kind of exceed or shrink depending on what we want to achieve.
Nice, nice. But that's a huge
It is, yeah,
scope. Yeah, that's
yeah,
huge scope. Also, तूने mention किया that you'll be showing the three
yeah,
different eras of Mumbai.
yes,
I think
yeah.
it's a hell lot of who
It
work at
is,
the
it is.
art side, right?
The way that we are planning to do that is in the open world environment you'll get to roam around one particular era. The other two eras will be kind of cutscenes or references or some playable area that you will get to experience. So if we are to showcase three eras and we are to give the player the liberty to also go ahead and play through these three eras, then the development time would just shoot up by
Yeah,
very
because I was coming to that only.
yeah, yeah.
कि what is your expected development time for this overall thing?
Okay. So typically, so the pre-production and alpha stage, we are planning to take around 9 months from now. Once that is ready, we will be handing out some early additions to some of the gameplay. People who are actually want to play the game in its early stages, so that we can come to know about the bugs and stuff. Then we can kind of avoid all the cyberpunk situation. That's like the classic debacle in the recent.
Now, yeah, now
Yeah.
that's something that every developer is scared of.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's one thing. And secondly, once we achieve that, I think we are looking at anywhere at a minimum of 2 years of development time. And that telling you minimum because this is huge in scope. We never know what might end up happening to the game.
So, so the development you're saying is a minimum of 2 years, right?
Yeah,
So, are you planning to do everything in house? Because मैं क्यों पूछ रहा हूँ? Because I personally think कि artwork इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा है, बहुत
absolutely.
ज़्यादा. And are you doing everything in house, or are you outsourcing it to people, or what is happening exactly? How is the development taking place?
Sure. So at the moment, as you rightly said, that the art assets are huge. Even if we cover up the programming and cram the programming part in house, it's still a very Herculean task to get the artwork right. For that, abhi filhal certain aspects we are doing in house. Certainly, we are working with closely with a few studios. One studio I already mentioned, Vayu Digital, which who also helped us for the trailer.
Yeah.
Secondly, we are also working with one three-man studio. So this is also a company based in Ahmedabad, and we've kind of acquired them for our purposes for like a year. So it's kind of a service based contract that they'll be working only for us. So that's one thing. And secondly, Vayu Digital hai. At the same time, we realize that India mein the mocap technology is not that efficient at the moment. So if the game might require any mocap, then we might have to look at options to outsource that work. However, even right now, online, a lot of mocap libraries are available. So we kind of hired one of the studio heads in our company right now who has a decade worth of experience in this industry, who is kind of helping us out with all these dynamics.
Nice. That's great, man. That's great. I mean, I looking at this, I think you are damn serious
Yeah,
about about getting this done
yeah,
right under your under your guidance and within
yeah,
the time frame that you're planning for.
yeah,
But the artwork, right? Again, coming to the artwork and artwork से connected ये चीज़ है कि map, right?
yeah,
The map that you're planning for is it this again one question from the social media itself.
yeah.
Are you planning to replicate the whole Mumbai, or how are you doing it?
So that's an interesting question. It's a quite a interesting question, primarily because when looking at the map, you also have to look at the scale that you're working with, right? Now GTA 5, the entire map was only 88 square kilometers. All right. In Mumbai, if you observe, the entire Mumbai is 600 square kilometers. So it is definitely very difficult for us to replicate the entire Mumbai, street by street. But because of certain libraries available online, it is also easy for you to get the elevation data as well as the building data.
Yeah, yeah,
However, that also kind of brings us to another dilemma कि अगर exact Mumbai को replicate किया, it is also a security risk because then you are exposing Mumbai as a proper walking simulation, which can again be used for any hazardous purposes. So we are planning to replicate the area of Mumbai, like the scale of Mumbai, but the locations will be mixed and matched. So if you are living in Mumbai, you will come to know that बोरीवली के बाद आता है कांदिवली, मलाड, so on so forth. फिर बाद में चर्च गेट के पहले मरीन लाइंस आता है. We will be mixing matching it. So maybe in our version of map, बोरीवली के बाद सीधा चर्च गेट आएगा. चर्च गेट के आगे थोड़ा जुहू बीच आएगा. Something like that. We are kind of
yeah.
fictionalizing the city of Mumbai.
Yeah, yeah, that's a smart way to cover the overall area.
Yeah.
But actually उसका जरूरत भी नहीं है यार. मतलब I personally think कि पूरा का पूरा
हाँ.
करने का जरूरत भी नहीं है, because
Yeah.
then um, in real life only you get lost in
Yeah.
Mumbai in the smaller
Yeah.
gullies.
Right.
यहाँ पे तो definitely होगा यार.
Yeah.
But yeah, quick story. If you have any regarding the making of the trailer, or anything, any difficulties that you went through.
Yeah. Yeah. So actually, the difficulty that we faced was, we had launched the poster, and we had aimed to kind of get the first look of the trailer out by 20th of December.
Mhm.
However, when 10th December arrived, we realized that, this is not enough. Internally within the team, I had very less resources who would able to, pull this off. So we were just internally discussing options that if we get the first look wrong, then nobody is going to believe in the project, and it will fall on its face. So then we realized that we actually need to take some external help. A lot of the times, what happens is many people don't ask for help, and that's why they don't get it.
Yeah,
We are like, we'll be open, if there is somewhere that we are lacking, we'll explore options, because it's useless to double down on your weaknesses. You should instead double down on your strengths. जो
yeah,
weaknesses है, everyone has weaknesses. So weaknesses के लिए you can always, if you have the monetary resources, you can pull in some other people and fill that gap.
yeah. And
So we realized,
the best thing about about help is you just have to ask it.
yes,
You
exactly,
get
exactly.
it.
Exactly. So then we reached out to the people who we had worked with earlier, and जो भी हम लोग के इसमें missing था, we found the bits and pieces, and it was really good working together with Vayu Digital, because they are a studio who have already worked on a big level, and their pain point was actually that whatever projects that they have done, they're not allowed to talk about them. And
Okay.
we told them that, you know what, whatever work you guys do over here, feel free to talk about it, because that's free publicity for us. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter, like, at the end of the day, since the baby remains ours, a lot of people have their contributions in the child's success, right
Yeah.
from when the baby grows. It's the doctor who delivers the baby, then school ke time pe it's teachers, and then during college time it's our friends who support us. So along this way, Mumbai Gullies is our baby, and it will need a lot of help from other people. So we want to make sure that Mumbai Gullies as a baby has a bright future. So
Yeah.
that's why that was one of the challenges that a dilemma actually that I had, that whatever we should put out in the market, not only in terms of the end product, but also the first look of the game. Right from day one, it should set a benchmark in the industry that, this is what we are aiming for, and this is what we are going to do. It's like manifesting, right? Power of the spoken word. So that was one challenge that, internally we realized very quickly that maybe, we are lacking in the team strength at the moment. So let's take the external help. Let's bridge our gaps. And अभी इससे जो realization होगा उस पे we will work on it, because any which ways the game is going to take a long amount of time, right? So
Yeah.
this is a very early stage. We can identify the gaps easily, and जो gaps बचेंगे we'll fill them out. So that was one of the challenges that we faced for the trailer, which we were able to successfully pull off. And we told that okay, fine, 20th December का deadline है, right? But it's just an internal deadline. We can already shift it. So we took that decision. We shifted the announcement date to 15th Jan, and everyone can see the output now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's I think ये सब problems are is a part of the development, and
Yeah,
you know it well because you worked on mobile game, a lot of mobile games before. उसमें
yeah,
तो उसमें होते हैं, तो ये तो भाई बड़ा गेम है.
yeah.
Right, but Vayu Digital, right? Vayu Digital, is it a part of your production cycle now, or was they were just a part of the trailer?
We enjoyed working with them, so we have now kept them as an integral part of the asset development team,
Okay.
because the quality that we got from them, as well as that was the delivery of the products was a different thing, but externally what we got from them is a lot of guidance, because they have some really senior artists. So
Yeah.
they were also able to train our artists and match them up to the standards that we actually want to achieve. So
Yeah.
yes, they are a part of
That's
the production.
yeah, that's kind of a partnership
Yes,
way that you work rather than client,
correct,
client work,
correct,
which is yeah,
correct.
which is very important. Yeah.
Yeah,
So this is coming out on PC, right? Like
yeah,
the first platform would be PC,
yeah.
and you'd obviously be planning for the console as well, right?
Yes, that is in the secondary part of the product pipeline. But honestly, at the moment, we don't have a console team. I mean, and we haven't even earlier before this, we haven't even worked on a PC game before this. So it's a learning process for us for both the pathways.
Yeah, yeah. But what is the price point that you're looking for PC?
It's too early to comment on that. I really don't have any kind of price point planned as of now. Let's see how it goes along the way.
Yeah, because a lot of people were asking about this.
Yeah.
People are very interested in buying your game. That that means.
Yeah. So actually, if they want to support the initial development of the game, they can go ahead on mumbaigullies.com. We have four support tiers. You can support us right from 9.99 all the way up to 7,999, and you guys
Yeah,
can contribute to the development
yeah,
of the game.
yeah. Guys, please check out the page because Nikhil has set up a crowdfunding thing on mumbaigullies.com, right?
Yep.
I'll be posting the links in the description below. तो जाके वो देखो. अगर तुम लोगों को गेम को सपोर्ट करना है तो प्लीज़ गो एंड सपोर्ट द गेम. मैं बोल रहा हूँ अगर वगर मत करो, सपोर्ट करो. But a couple of people were asking, see, when you try and make a game like this, like open world games, right? One of the biggest challenges that every developer faces is कि इसमें नया क्या करूँ,
Hmm.
mechanic wise, basically.
Yeah.
थोड़ी थोड़ी बहुत नई चीज़, because then every game seems like a same game, right?
Yeah.
Do you wish to reveal any new mechanic that you have in mind? Whether you're 100% confident that you will implement, or you just have it on your on your mind that you want to
Yeah.
speak about.
Yeah, so actually, before revealing much about the mechanics, I would like to, I know it is getting too ahead of myself and, kind of being very, very over ambitious with this. But what we actually want to achieve is to make a better game than GTA 5. Like, that's honestly my, motive right now. Because, if we aim to make something like GTA 5, it's we'll end up making something that is more or less very generic and very similar to GTA 5. But with our game, what we want to do is since we are in Mumbai city, there is a lot of interesting mechanic in the city itself. We have some interesting roadways, some of the best in the world. So that is one interesting thing. So driving mechanic will be something very interesting. So your car will kind of shake on the roads. There will be you'll have to be very careful while
Do you have
driving on the.
potholes?
Yeah, that's something that's also a technological kind of challenge for us, because to kind of take control of those on a poly count and all, that's something we'll have to figure out how we'll do that.
Bro,
But
bro,
apart.
that's a challenge for BMC as well, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, so BMC is also trying to control the poly counts on the roads. So that's one thing. Yeah, the other interesting challenge, and this is something that we want to actually figure out and put inside the game, is Mumbai has a lot of celebrity houses, right? And one thing I want to actually showcase is that scene where Shah Rukh Khan comes out of his home, and सामने उसके there are like thousands and thousands of people right outside his house. So that's something I don't know if we will able to pull it off, but if we are able to do that, then I think that will be a breakthrough in gaming itself.
Oh, dude,
Uh,
I just thought of a mission on that. I'll tell you later.
yeah, that would be interesting. So this is one thing, but for sure, some of the things that we are definitely going to be doing in the game is stalls. You will be able to buy food from the stalls. You'll be able to set up your own stall in certain hotspot areas. So let's say the way that these stalls will operate is that you'll have to go ahead. There'll be like this is a small mechanic that we've planned. Ki in mobile games, how you have any of the Clash of Clans, is it? Yeah, so Clash of Clans mean you have to build a base, right? So different types of bases take different amount of time. So in this also we have planned a certain mechanics similar to that, in a sense that if you want to open a chai stall, right? Chai stall is very easy to open. So उसको अगर open करने रख दिया, it will get ready in 10 seconds. But for
Got it.
example, you to open a hotel, it will take some longer time. So in game के हिसाब से you will get and take it around 5 in-game days. If you want to open a big restaurant or a five-star restaurant, so it will take like 2-3 months, something like that. So it's all investment centric. There'll be stock exchange, a lot of interesting mechanics actually. So some
Nice.
of these things we'll actually be showcasing a few months down the lane.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, so that's what I was going to talk about now. Is that what is the upcoming thing that we'll see from Gameon, like from the trailer, video, gameplay video? What is the next thing that you are putting out?
The next thing that we are putting out is is going to be the map, because a lot of people, including ourselves, are waiting. Ki what will be the map size? What will be the areas? So we are actually working. My wall is actually filled with details about this. So we are working on a map size, but 600 square kilometers is too ambitious for now. So for the next 9 months, we will be working on a very small condensed area of the city. In that we will try to get all the mechanics right. After that is done, then we will move on to the next stage. But yeah, to answer your question, there are two things that are coming up. One is the map, second is the characters. Third and most important thing that we want to showcase as soon as we can, whenever it's ready, is the gameplay. Because now you have seen the trailer, you have seen the cinematic shots, but how will the game actually play out to be? How will the character walk? What will be the interaction cycles? Or what will be the dialogues? All of these things will be the next big reveal from our side. But before that, character sketches, and second will be the map.
Great, man. It sounds very interesting. But have you decided on the character yet? Have you
Yes.
decided on the? So are we going to reveal the name of the character today?
No, no. At the moment, no. We still have an interesting discussion about the characters. There are some off camera. I'll let you know about the names. You can also help me choose one of them. But
Yeah.
there are some interesting variations of the names that we've planned out.
Yeah. Someone was asking me whether the character is inspired by Hindustani Bhav.
It is not. It's just a coincidence. It's just a coincidence. Like
But I think it's inspired from Vastav.
Uh, to a sense, yes, yes. So Sanjay Dutt was actually taken as a image reference for making the game. So yeah, you are the only one who got that right thing.
Yeah, because I feel that's that's the essence of the story that you are
Yeah,
planning for. Getting from that zone of gangster era to becoming a big shot kind of a thing in
yeah,
a Mumbai city, and few amazing directors from India have already portrayed it so well.
yeah.
The era of 70s, 80s, 90s, and I just hope that we can see all that coming together in a game and
Absolutely.
experience it. Do you also plan to have the dialogues in Hindi?
Yes, yes. Hindi, Marathi, English. So these three are
Wow.
going to be the primary language. Marathi. It is Mumbai, right? It is the heart of Maharashtra. Not geographically the heart of Maharashtra, but yeah, it is Mumbai मेरी जान, right? So Mumbai में the primary language I think Marathi है. So
Yeah.
and I am also Marathi. You are also Marathi. So it will be a very proud moment की आपण सगळे मराठी लोकांची language एका game मध्ये येईल.
Nice, nice. I love that, man. But if you want तेरे को साइड कैरेक्टर को वोकल्स देना होगा तो मेरे को बुला ले, ठीक
अरे
है?
definitely, definitely, definitely.
I'll do the side characters for you.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, bro. Okay, let's wind this up. But
Yeah.
before just going, I just wanted to ask you, what are you guys working on other than Mumbai Gullies right now at Game On?
Okay, so at Gameon, we are working on couple of projects. Mumbai Gullies is definitely the magnum opus, but it is going to take a lot of time. Between that, we are working on a lot of mobile games. One game I would like to. We have already spoken about this earlier, but it hasn't got that kind of light of attention because it got overshadowed by Mumbai Gullies. And now
कितने कितने अच्छे गेम्स बनाऊं मैं?
the internal pressure is that since we have launched Mumbai Gullies trailer, whatever we do from this point onwards as Gameon
Yeah,
has to be
yeah,
like
yeah.
the best.
The bar is set,
Yeah.
brother.
So I think to a sense we've done a small harm to ourselves, but now we cannot get away with delivering any low quality products, which is a
That's a
good
good
thing as well.
good problem to have.
It is a good problem to have. So there's one game called Ultimate Quest that we are working on right now. It is expected to release in late March. That's one game. We are
What is the genre? What kind of a game is
it's
it?
it's a fighting game. It's a story based game wherein the objective for you is to collect 12 masks. It's got a story in it. It's got a fighting combat system in it. It's you could say that it takes some things that are good from Injustice, the game. It takes some elements from KOF All Stars. So it's a fighting game. It's a brawler game.
Okay, okay.
That's one project that we are working on. We are also working on one cricket game, which I'm very happy. Like internally, I'm seeing the quality; it's really amazing. So that's one project that I'm personally very excited about. Apart from that,
This is the management game that
yes,
you told me. Yeah. Okay.
yes,
Great.
yeah.
So
So
we'll see
that
something
cricket game,
unique.
yeah. So the cricket game, it was supposed to be ready by 15th January, but we are sitting on 20th January, and I don't see that getting completed at least till 10th of February. because we revisited the game, and then since we launched Mumbai Gullies, we have to make sure that whatever we do in the cricket game, it's amazing. It's so that's those are the two main projects that we are working on right now. And apart from that, as you're aware, we are also doing some hyper casuals with a couple of publishers, which I took some advice you from.
Yeah, so last thing, right? Because ये क्वेश्चन है ना, ये क्वेश्चन नहीं है, ये समस्या है बहुत लोगों की, ठीक है? Like people who are new in the industry, जिनको करना है गेमिंग में आना है, मेजरली उनमें से ऐसे लोग हैं जो just keep on asking questions about कि कैसे possible है, क्या कर रहे हो, कि
Yeah,
you know Abhi, the kind of game that you're making, your studio is how many people? 20,
30 people.
30 people right now, right?
Yeah,
30 people in the company. Or you're planning a game which you are saying will take 2 years of development time.
yeah.
Now, a lot of people think it's easy, yeah, which clearly is not. It'll take a lot of money to make that game for sure. We
Correct.
just, let's not get into the money aspect कि कितना लगेगा क्या लगेगा.
Yeah,
But here's the thing, right? It will take a lot of money. It will take a lot of time to build Mumbai Gullies.
yeah.
Now, what does an independent developer do to to survive and to support the development of this big game? Is is what you're doing, right? You're making more games. You're making
Correct.
other games. You're making you're not doing servicing as such, but you're doing hyper casual games which are probably
Correct.
prototypes based on.
Correct.
Can you, from your perspective, touch base on this with this one question? कि ये easy तो है नहीं, but then to support that development, what does an independent developer do, which you're
Yeah.
doing
So
correctly?
yeah. So currently, if you have ambitious projects like this, the first and foremost thing that you definitely should have is a 1 year backup fund for yourself. Only then I think you can be able to freely even attempt such a thing. Uh,
Yeah,
Even through that, even after 1 year, you have that kind of backup, the money won't last for you, because even internally, I'm doing this money management right now. I realize that, even if I've planned for a year, I will need some resources. I will need to invest some more. So that will kind of get cut down to just 6 months of backup. So you have to plan ahead of time. You have to make sure that you have a constant flow of revenue inside the company. It shouldn't be that you are just relying on one source that's just your backup fund. You have to utilize that in a way such that you get some revenues generating for yourself, and you cannot rely on servicing completely for such a revenue, because in servicing what happens is your time is directly proportional to the amount of money you make. If you
yeah.
stop working, your money will stop. So you
Mhm.
have to invest in products. You have to invest in making sure that you create some assets for yourself. That's how we are kind of we are also doing at the moment. So definitely the cricket game and the ultimate quest game is going to be planned in such a way that it gives us a constant source of revenue and a positive ROI, which will then kind of buffer out the cost that we are incurring as a company on a monthly basis. Because to sustain a 30-member team, it's no joke. The costs
Yeah.
shoot up in lakhs and lakhs per month, and that amount is not a small amount. It's not when I was starting a studio, I had an expense, complete total company expense of only 90,000 per month,
Yeah.
that wherein I used to not take any salary. But now we've matured. I'm also quite old now, you could say. Not that old, but like I'm at a stage where I have
Dude,
a lot
you're
of response.
calling me older.
No, but nobody knows your age. Nobody thinks that even only I know. So if you want to attempt that, make sure you are monetarily stable, make sure that you have your finances sorted, and only then attempt this kind of project, because otherwise the chances of your failure are very high. There are still chances that you may end up getting successful, but those are like 1%, 2%, one hit wonders, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. To conclude, what I'll just I'll summarize this for the audience. See, you want to make a big game, make a big game. But what Nikhil is doing right now, why he's attempting this big feat is he has worked really hard to save funds that can sustain his company for a year from
Yeah.
now, and he's making this game, but parallelly he's also working on other games which can bring funds that can cover the next year also. So that is how you do it, right? You don't just wake up one morning and start a triple A game, put it out on
Yeah.
YouTube, get 10 million views, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean,
Correct.
right?
Correct. Correct.
All right, man, Nikhil. Congratulations once again for the exceptional, reception of the trailer. The trailer is epic. Everybody loves it. The bar is set really high now, and I
Yeah.
think it's a great, great, immense pressure on you guys. But it's a good problem to have, like I said. So let's hope for the best. Let's try and make this dream come true in the coming years. Any last words that you want to convey to the audience?
That's it. I mean, I would like to conclude by saying that support our game only and only if you believe in it. Don't support the game just because it's made in India or just because we have worked so hard on it. At the end of the day, when the game comes out, it's going to be an experience that you should be able to enjoy. So if you, even when the game releases, support it only and only if you like it. If you don't like it, then it's our mistake as developers that we were not able to live up to that kind of bar that we set up to, but we are trying our level best, and help us reach over there, help us get to that mark wherein we are able to put out this product. Support our other games, again, as I said, only and only if you like them, because your feedback is what matters to us. If you guys give us honest, brutal feedback, be it positive, be it negative, even in negative feedbacks, of course we will surely ignore the abuses and all. But if you guys have any kind of constructive, positive, negative criticism, right? There's one thing called negative criticism, and one is the positive negative criticism. So those kind of criticisms we take very seriously, and those are the things that actually help us studios evolve. And even Underdogs has it focuses a lot on that aspect as well, right? Where feedback of people. So do keep us giving feedback, and do let us know where we lack so that we can improve further ahead.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Thanks a lot once again for joining in for this podcast. All the best, man.
Thanks a lot. Thanks you. Bye.
Bye bye.